Three. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to DCI Level 11. Time management and the inner conversation. And my job today is to talk about life tool number 2. And this is called The Way of Kings and how to find a better way. The way I like to talk about this, a couple of years ago, we were invited to MIT Business School. And it was a very important program for the #1 graduates. And these guys own some of the most amazing companies in America. And the president asked DCI to do a program. Then I stood up in front of this. It's 70, I think it's 74 very famous entrepreneurs. And then some guy raised his hand. And he said, I don't know what's a DCI. What's your company? What do you guys do? I hate it when people ask me this question. Very often I'm on an airplane, somebody will ask me, what's your company do? Maybe you guys had this experience too, gang. To explain what we do to somebody is almost impossible. Then I said, we have a diamond mining company. Sorry, we have a mining company. Then they know I was in the diamond business. And they say, oh, you must mean you do diamond mining also, diamond mining. Then I should say, yes, you're correct. Then everybody will feel comfortable. So I say, yeah, we diamond mining company, yeah. Then everybody's comfortable, you know. Then I start to talk about idea mining. Then the diamonds we mine are ideas. You can get new ideas by sitting down and trying to think about new ideas. But what DCI does so cool is we look in the ancient past for new ideas. So today we're going to go back 2,000 years. And we're going to look for new ideas about how to manage our time. And really, I can say that I do manage 11 main companies. And I really do feel happy and relaxed. And I think I do a good job. All the companies are very successful. So I want to share with you some of my secrets. You guys know we take these new ideas from the ancient books of Asia. But I think really you can say we are taking them from the Silk Road. So what is the Silk Road? Well, first of all, it existed for 2,000 years. The ancient capital of China nowadays is called Xi'an. At that time it was called Chang'an. Basically, you can think this is a big city in the middle of China. And this is where the eastern beginning of the Silk Road is, in this city. When London in England had 20,000 people, Chang'an already had 1 million people. Then they had routes to Europe, all the way to Rome, on the ocean and also on the land. And great ideas and products came from China to Europe. Of course, there was silk. The silk business was so successful that the government of Rome made a law that women are not allowed to wear silk anymore. Because all the gold from the Roman Empire was going back to Chang'an in China. Then there was China, which is really a porcelain, very beautiful, delicate porcelain from China. Gunpowder, fine paper. So many, many products going from China to Europe. And then products coming back from Europe to China. And this trading went on for 2,000 years. Nowadays, the Chinese government still doing we call Belt and Road Project. And it's a huge project to link Europe and Asia. But when you link two big parts of the world, it's not just products going back and forth. When products go back and forth, people go back and forth. When people go back and forth, then the ideas in their head go back and forth. And great ideas about managing business went back and forth for 2,000 years. And the greatest business ideas, some of them, were time management ideas. So for 2,000 years, the ideas of time management went back and forth. Okay, I agree. Those guys didn't have an iPhone. They didn't have airplane. But those kingdoms were much bigger than modern countries. China, for example, during Tang Dynasty, was much, much bigger than now. The Greek Empire covered, I don't know, 1/3 of the whole world. Yeah, I know these guys are riding horses, not Teslas. But their country is 5 times, 10 times bigger than the modern countries. And those kings are great time managers. And they had great secrets of how to manage your time. And we are lucky that there are records about their secrets. People like John Brady's Asian Legacy Library Project. They can go and find those cool, ancient time management methods and bring them back to us. So today I want to share with you 4 great ideas. Seiji taught us 13 ways to manage our time. My job is to give you 4 more that the ancient kings were using. I don't want to give you a history lesson. I'm going to talk about history. In my high school, the history teacher was the #1 boring teacher. I'm also not that interested about history. But these guys have great time management tools. The first guy we're going to talk about, his name Alexander the Great. Before he is Stanley's age, he already conquered 1/3 of the whole world. There's 50 cities around the world named Alexandria. Because he's a great manager. And he's a great time manager. Let's talk about his time management system. It starts with a guy named Socrates. And he lived about 2,500 years ago. He lived in the capital of Greece called Athens. He's a teacher. He's a very cool teacher. He doesn't teach in the school. He teaches in the marketplace, in the grocery store. If he's alive today, I think he will teach in front of the grocery store on the sidewalk. I went there because I wanted to see this is called Agora. This is the grocery market. This is the supermarket of Greece 2,500 years ago. Yeah, if you want to buy vegetables or fruits or I don't know, no Tesla, okay? No iPhone, but you can buy at this place. This is the market. And Socrates is sitting in the front there and he's teaching everybody, anybody who comes by, he teaches them. And his system of teaching is conversation. He doesn't stand in front of the class and talk to you like that, you know. He sit down with the student on the ground in front of the grocery store, say, "What do you think about that?" And his system of education must have been very exciting. Then lots of people, young people, came to the grocery market to sit on the sidewalk and talk to him. He's so fun to sit with him. Soon there are hundreds of young people sitting with him. Then finally the Greek government, 2,500 years ago, they told him, now you have to stop. These kids are blocking the grocery store. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out. Too many kids, you know. Now you have to stop, you know. Then of course the kids are kids. They don't want him to stop. And there's a lot of trouble with the city government. Finally, they told Socrates, look, if you don't stop, you will go to jail. You know. If you don't stop soon, we will do death penalty. Death penalty. Then I guess he's a stubborn guy, and he said he won't stop. And they caught him and put him in the jail. I saw the jail. I went into the jail. After 2,500 years, that jail still exists. It's a big cave in a mountain rock. And they put iron bars. He cannot get out. Then in those days, if you really don't listen to the city government, they will do death penalty. But how they kill you is very interesting. They will give you a cup of poison. And you're supposed to drink, if you are a good person, you're supposed to drink it voluntarily, you know. And this painting was made of this is Socrates taking the cup. And just before he drank the poison and he died, he gave a beautiful talk about impermanence of our life. Then this talk is very powerful because he's going to die in 1 hour and he knows it. Then when you hear about his talk, when you read his talk, it's unbelievable. And he said, every day of your life, when you wake up in the morning, okay, and you look in the mirror and you're cleaning your teeth, in those days, they use a small stick. They don't have toothbrush. And his advice now, just before he died, he said, look in the mirror and say to yourself, today I will die. And then you will never waste your time. Hey, I have some translators here. I'll give you $100 if you tell me what other guy nowadays is teaching this. Yeah. So Gang made it. No, Brian is first. Oh, it's exactly the same time, 7:12. Okay, $50 to Brian, $50 to Sugang. Oh, Fernanda also same time, 7:12. Oh my God. I have a peaceful way to decide. Let's give $100 to each one. Okay, Ellie, don't forget Brian, Sugang, and Fernanda. Ellie hates this system. She has to send money to many countries every week. She can't. She said, Geshe-la, sometimes you give somebody $50 and it costs $60 to send the money. Yeah, Steve Jobs used this meditation every day. And we're going to learn how to do it. And ultimately, it comes from Socrates. Now, Socrates is famous for this last talk. But he didn't write it down. Why? He was dead. So his student, Plato, wrote down his talk. And Plato's very famous. He said, look, we cannot have a school sitting in front of the grocery store. Yeah, Plato's on the left-hand side in the orange robe here. He said, let's get a building. Let's do all the classes inside the building. We will call it academia, academy. And that's very important in the Western countries, in Europe and America. Actually, in both Americas, North and South America. So in Europe and in the Americas, he's the one who started the university system. So, and his student is Aristotle in the blue robe. And Aristotle really designed the system for the university. So all the Western university system came from these three guys. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. Now, the student of Aristotle is Alexander the Great. Yeah, when he's 19 years old, he get 50,000 guys. And he said, I have a dream. I want to take over the whole world. The first army he has to fight is the Persian army. Over 1 million guys. Over 1 million guys. Alexander has 50,000. Persians have almost 1 million. Guess who won? Alexander won. Okay. And then in his life, he never lost a battle. How did he die? He didn't die in the war. He got diarrhea in Baghdad. Okay, but first he conquered the whole world of his time. Even parts of Africa, we have Alexandria city in Egypt. This is time management. Before he's 30 years old, he'd take over 30 million people. 30 million. It's unbelievable. Like 100 countries. Okay. Why? Every morning he wake up. He look in the mirror. He said, maybe today I will die. I won't waste my time. Okay? I will do what's important. So that's the first time management tool we can take from the ancient sources. It comes from the western end of the Silk Road. Now let's follow the Silk Road in your mind. Go through Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Alexander reached to India. He took over all of Western India. Then his soldiers said, "We are tired of taking more of the world." You also getting, Alexander, you are coming very close to the end of the world. If we don't stop now, our horses will fall off the world. Then he's like, okay, let's go home, let's go home. Then he say, anybody here want to be king of India? Then 3 or 4 guys say, yeah, I like the girls here. I want to be king of India. Wait, you don't know what it means to be king in the ancient times. The king owns everything in the country. We just had some delicious Indian food here just before the class. If we are in the old times, then the king of Sedona can say, smells good. You guys leave. I want to eat your dinner. And by the way, your wife also looked good to me. You can send her to my house. And I need some workers, so just give me your kids also. You know. So, some of Alexander's soldiers, yeah, I want to be king. I want to be king. Okay, you guys stay here. They stayed in India for 500 years. And they became the kings some of them became kings of India. I'll tell you a funny story. When I became Geshe, there's a special hat we wear. This yellow hat. And on the day of my final examination, I asked my teacher. I said, because you can only wear this hat after you finish examination, Geshe. Other people cannot wear. They don't give you paper degree, they give you the hat. Then I told my teacher, this hat looks just like the old Greeks 2,000 years ago, Greeks hat, soldier's hat. Then my teacher said, yeah, you're right. We stole it from them. So then the Greeks, some of them became kings in India. 200 years later, one of those kings become very powerful. He became king of almost all of India. His name is a Greek name, Menander. And he followed the system of Alexander. He always keep his philosophy teacher with him. If he has any problem running the kingdom. business management of the whole South Asia. And there's no internet. If you want to send a message to the other side of your country, it will take about 2 months. So he hired a Buddhist monk to teach, to be his helper. And he asked the Buddhist monk about time management. And it's very lucky we still have this conversation. We still have the record. Somebody wrote it down, you know. It's called The Questions of the King Menander. Then the Indian people cannot say Menander, they say Melinda, Melinda, Melinda. And those book is called Melinda Paha. It means The Questions of King Melinda. The monk's name is Nagasena. You can see him here. He's sitting down. And the king asked him, what's the best way of time management? You can answer with one word. By the way, here's a picture of the king on a coin. And these coins are found nowadays in India, underground. Hey, Seiji, go back to the coin. Yeah, you Russian speakers, you can read the bottom. It says Menandroy, Menandroy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the king, okay? Then the king asked the monk, what's the best way of time management? Here's the monk. His name is Nagasena. Nagasena. And by the way, when the books came to the Tang dynasty, came back to Xi'an, along the Silk Road, especially Shenzong, and what's the guy's name? Bodhishrimati. Boshrimati. People like that. Yeah, people like that. Yi Jing. Yi Jing. Yeah. They brought this book back to China. And it got translated into Chinese. And it's still one of the best copies. Then the king asked the Nagasena, what's the best way of time management? Okay, $100 for the answer, you guys. One word, one word, one word. I'm watching, $100. I don't see any answer. Yeah, Stanley Chen. Yay, Kongxing. Yeah, emptiness. Wow. What do you mean time management system is called emptiness? What do you mean? Look, you see the pen? You guys know about the pen, right? Okay, it has Kongxing. Why? From its own side, nothing. From your side, if you're a dog, you see Chutoy. If you're human, you see a pen. From this side, Kong, nothing, nothing. Then it's very interesting. The monk told the Greek king of India, you need to use emptiness for time management. Then the king said, look, I don't understand what's emptiness. I don't know what you're talking about. Then the monk is very cool and very smart, you know. We should make a movie about this conversation. He said, oh, you are such a great king of India, you Greek king of India, you're so cool. But you know, it's a little bit sad how you come to this place today. You're such a great king, but you have to walk here on your own feet. It's a little bit sad, you know. Then the king got angry. I didn't walk here on my own feet. Oh, maybe you took a horse, a dirty horse. Huh? I'm a king of India. I didn't come here on a horse. Well, how did you come here? I come here on a wagon. It has 4 wheels. It's a new invention, very clean, very easy. I come here on a wagon, you know. It's like Tesla, right? It's a new invention at that time. Then the monk go, oh, you came on a wagon. It has 4 wheels. You are such a great king. It's too bad you cannot show me the 4 wheels. Then the king got angry, you know. Of course I can show you. You want to see the 4 wheels? Then the monk is like, yeah, I want to see the 4 wheels. So the king said, take the wheels off, bring them in here. You know. There you see, very modern, new invention, 4 wheels, unbelievable. Then the monk looked confused, said, how you sit on these wheels? They're so small. How you sit on them? The king said, no, there's a box. I sit in the box, and then the wheels are under the box. Then the monk's like, oh, can I see the box also? Then the king said, bring in the box. Show him the box. You know. Then the monk goes sit in the box. He said, strange. This is useless. It doesn't go anywhere. Then the king's like, no, you have to put the wheel on the box, you know. Then the monk's like, listen, is this all the parts of the wagon? Then the king's like, yeah, that's all the parts of the wagon. Then the monk's like, you can't go anywhere with these parts. Then the king said, no, they have to come together. Then the monk say, the parts are all here together. But you guys know, you studied the pen. One part is missing. What part is missing? $100, $100. What's missing? Seeds is, I don't know. Seeds is pretty good. I'm looking for something else, gang. Yeah, picture. Yay! It must be Allison. Nah, it's okay. Stanley got another $100. Yeah, the picture coming out of the mine. Yeah, you can have all the parts of the wagon can be there. But the last part you always need is the picture that makes you understand it's a wagon. Then the king's like, okay, I understand. You taught me the pen before. I understand. But I ask you to teach me time management. You teaching me pen. You teaching me wagon. You're not teaching me time management. Then Nagasena said, no, you don't understand. Pen come from your seeds. The dog doesn't have those seeds. Dog seed chitoy. Wagon come from your mind. Parts are there. Your seeds put the parts together. The king is getting upset, and you shouldn't upset the king in the old days because you will lose your head in that afternoon. The king's like, God damn, I asked you to teach me time management. Then Nagasena said, I am teaching you time management. Time come from you. Time come from you. Pen come from you. Wagon and Tesla come from you. Everything come from you. Time also come from you. Okay. Plant the seed for time. And then you will have more time. Okay, now, let's go forward 800 years. Sorry. Let's go forward 800 years. Now we have a new king. This is the Chinese Emperor Taizong of the Tang Chao. Tang Taichung, a very, very powerful king. He's on the left side here in the yellow room. I think he's a better time manager than Alexander, and he's a better time manager than Menander. How he became a great time manager. He also has a wise person to help him. Those great kings in the ancient times, they believe in the power of the ancient wisdom. And they use it. Okay. This Taizong's China is bigger than China nowadays. He's doesn't have internet. He has horse. But he managed the whole country great. Okay. Why? How? He's God Shenzang. He can ask any question he wants to this monk who's his advisor. So 800 years after Melinda, 1,000 years after Aristotle, another king is asking question. Hey, Shenzang, what's a good time management system? You know? And Shenzang's ready. He said, the refrigerator. Of course, they don't have refrigerator at that time. But in the Tang Dynasty, they do have wooden box with ice inside. Somebody will put the ice on a horse and run to the palace in a whole day and put probably a few small pieces of ice they will save for the emperor. You know? So he's like, what do you mean refrigerator helped me time management? What do you mean? Then Shenzang taught the Emperor Taizong. In your mind, inside your head, there's like an ice box, special box. Inside the box, there are seeds. Inside that box, there are seeds. And when those seeds open, they make extra time. Then Taizong's excited, wow, I can make extra time? Yeah, anytime you want, you can make extra time. You can stretch time. What do you mean I can stretch time? There's only 24 hours in one day. No, think about it. When you're having a good time with one of your queens, the time goes very slow, right? Sorry, the time goes very fast. Then when you have to have a meeting with the tax department for 5 hours, the time goes very slow. Look, time goes at different speed. When you're having fun, the time goes very, very fast. Okay. Like with your queen, with one of your queens, Then when you're not having fun, hey, it's the same with me, you translators. When I sit with my accountant, the clock doesn't move at all. I hate talking to my accountant. That's why I hire Ellie to talk to the accountant. Right? She also hates the accountant, but she doesn't have choice. So So the Shenzong told the Emperor Taizong, the time sometimes go fast, sometimes go slow. Therefore, time come from you. The time which don't come from you don't exist. That's Kongxing, you guys know. It's like the two husbands in the kitchen, right? There's one husband in the kitchen. I didn't do anything and he talked bad to me. He called me stupid. That husband don't exist. Okay. The husband who called you stupid come from your seed. Because you yelled at your kids last week. Okay. When you yell at your kids, you plant a seed. When that seed opened, then your husband yelled at you. There's no husband in the kitchen who don't come from you. And there's no time on your cell phone that don't come from you. What number says here? That comes from you. Pen comes from you. Tesla and the horse wagon come from you. Time come from you. Okay. Okay. Now, wow, now we got real time management. Okay. Then Shenzong teach Taizong about how to put the seed in the mind. And it's very, very interesting. Okay. It's called Mind Only School. And it became one of the main ideas of China for 1,400 years. I think a reason why Chinese people are so successful nowadays because they, in their blood, they still have some Shenzong in the blood, you know, mind only school, you know. The idea of Kongxing, the idea of Zhongzi seeds, this is in the mind, in your mind. We just have to remember how to plant that seed. Then we can plant more time, okay? And you know, my wife told me this morning, please don't talk about yourself so much in the class. And actually, I tried the whole day not to talk about myself too much, okay? But I have to say one thing, okay? Without any experience, without 5 minutes of business education, I helped to build the largest diamond jewelry company in the world. And Warren Buffett bought it in 2009. Okay. Then how you do that? You plant the seed in the refrigerator just like those monks told the kings. Well, hey, Geshe-la, tell us how to plant those seeds. You must be planting time seeds. Yeah, that's one of my secrets. Okay. Now we have to go to one more couple of king and wise man. We had those Greek wise men and the Greek king, right? Aristotle and Alexander. 2,300 years ago. On the west side of the Silk Road. Then we went halfway down the Silk Road. And we came to Milinda and Nagasena. From Alexander and from Aristotle, we learned, don't waste your time, you can die any day. From Milinda and Nagasena, we learned that time is coming from me. Then on the eastern side of the Silk Road, from Taichung and Shenzhen, we learned that the seeds for more time are inside your mind. We just need one more king and one more wise guy. And that's called Udayibhadra. 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 Famous Indian king. He's 500 years after Alexander. He's 300 years after Milinda. And his monk is named Sugeng. What's his monk's name? Nagarjuna. Yay, Fernanda. Wow. Fernanda, I think Sugeng gonna send you $100, but I'm not sure. Okay. No, just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so 1,800 years ago, we have a very famous teacher named Nagarjuna. And he's teaching a king named Udayibhadra. And Udayibhadra asked Nagarjuna how to do time management. I understand time is empty. I understand time coming from my seeds. I understand I can make seeds for more time if I just know how. How to plant the seed for more time. Then that's time management. That's real time management. In English, we have this expression, can you make time for me today? Can you make time for me today? I want to talk to you. Yeah, I can make time for you because I know how to make time. I know how to make extra time. I studied from the conversation between Nagarjuna and Udayibhadra. Now, we are going to learn the details how to plant time seeds later in this course. It's a life tool that we call babysitting to make time. But I'll just give you a clue from Nagarjuna. And Seiji, if you have questions, get them ready. The India king Udaybhadra, who's real Indian, okay. Then he asked Nagarjuna, how do I plant the seed for time? Nagarjuna said, I will tell you the details later in DCI level 11. But the short answer is, you need love. And when you love other people, you will have as much time as you want. And it's a mystery, okay? If you love other people, if you give other people what they want, then you will have more time. You will make time. I'm not talking about time management that you heard in your life up to now. Forget it. I told Seiji, after you give your talk about 13 methods of time management, I'm going to talk about why they're all wrong. Those are old ideas. Make priority list. Try to work in the car. Forget, don't stop wasting your time. No more Netflix. No more movies. That's not time management. What does it mean, time management? Don't do the things you want to do. What kind of time management is that? That's like time suicide. Okay? We're going to learn how to make more time. And we're going to use Nagarjuna's principle. If you love other people, you will make more time. Okay, we'll learn this. We'll learn the technique later. Later in this level, okay? In the next few days. Okay, Geshe-la's time management is not so good. He doesn't have much time for questions. But maybe we have a time for a few. Do you have any questions, Seiji?
Okay, the first question comes from Russia, from Irina. The question is, when you understand and practice planting seeds, could you learn to predict the approximate time of a seed flourishing?
It's a great question. And I'll repeat the question. If you learn how to plant seeds very well, can you also plant a seed to see exactly what day and what time the seed will open? So I'll begin by saying one thing. Everything in the universe has a seed. So there must be a seed to know what day the seed will open. And how do you learn to see into the future what time the seed will open? We're going to learn that in this course from a guy named Einstein. Maybe you are like me, like I think about Einstein. This guy, super smart. He even designed nuclear bomb in his mind. You know, it's possible that bomb will kill everybody, you, me, everybody. You know. Then when he talked, I don't understand anything. I come from Princeton University, right? This year we had 100th anniversary. Einstein came to Princeton. The first time he gave talk, I don't know, like 3,000 people came. The second day, 300 people came. The third day, 10 people came. Why? Wishma. No, nobody understands anything he's talking about. But actually, the method that Einstein talked about, it proves that you and I can see the future. It proves that you can bend time. And it's not that difficult, okay? So I have to say I don't have time to finish this question. But when I teach you about Einstein bending time, in the next few days, then you can learn to see the future. It's possible to see what day, what time your seeds will open. Because it is possible to bend time. Okay, Seiji, 1 minute question. Oh, can we bend time? I don't know. He's like, no.
All right. The next question also comes from Russia. In everything in our life, including our reactions to situations, comes from seeds that we have in our mind.
Oh, okay, is that the end of the question?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, then does it mean that there is no free will and that everything is predetermined?
Yeah, it's a great question and it's a famous question. If everything is coming from my seeds, then maybe I have no choice about my future. First, I'll tell you a joke, okay? I heard it in Germany. Somebody in the German university asked the professor, then do we have free will or we don't have free will? Then he answered, we have no choice. We must accept free will. Okay, you have to think about it. We have the choice to choose we have choice to plant the seeds we want. And then the seeds will bring you what you want, okay? So you do have choice to plant your seeds. The biggest thing that gives you choice is understanding seeds. And I know that Professor Su Gang is going to be talking about that. Yeah, the more that you understand the seed, the faster the seed will grow. Okay, let's take a break, you guys, and we'll come back. Thank you, you great translators. Yay!